Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, the 14th of November. It is cold in here and 9:30. Raining outside. I'm going to get my hair cut. We've got of course, eggs and oats as a standard. Today we've got pull. We've got pull on the cards, but hopefully going to get my hair cut beforehand. Had a bit of a busy morning, being up pretty early. My girlfriend's asleep, which is why I'm talking quite quietly. It is Sunday. I've got a little bit of a sniffle cold. I didn't really sleep very well last night because of said cold, but hopefully it won't develop into anything else. I'm gonna go to the gym, maybe do a little bit of cardio afterwards, sweat it out a little bit, and fingers crossed everything's okay tonight. I'm gonna get some Sudafed. If you're ever congested and you can't breathe very well at night, get Sudafed. It is the best. No, Actifed. It is the best. Actifed. So in the comments of my my supplements video, someone spoke about creatine and caffeine going together. Now, their comment was correct in the fact that when you take creatine with caffeine, the effects of creatine are kind of mitigated a little bit. They're reduced. But the thing is, with creatine, or with any supplement, but first off I'll talk about with creatine, is your body becomes saturated with creatine. So although maybe the effects of it might be lessened, it's only going to be like a few percentage, and plus the fact that your body's saturated with creatine means it's holding on to it, so the use of creatine is still going to be partitioned to your muscles regardless of caffeine or not. And then my second point was, there's so many little minutia that people go into on everything: training, supplements, sleep, nutrition, and these tiny little minutiae will make such a small impact on the overall result that they're hardly worth worrying about. And creatine and caffeine are probably one of those, if I'm honest. Probably you stressing or thinking or worrying about it is going to make more of an impact than the effects of the actual product. So that was just something I wanted to say. I think people do that with everything as well, though. It does become one of those, where do you finish? You know, there's so many little things that you could do, and maybe if I didn't go for a walk yesterday, I wouldn't have got this cold. But I want to live my life. I want to go for a walk, so I'm going to go for a walk, you know. It's tiny little things. Anyway, on to the workout.
Okay, ladies and gents, you know when I said it was okay for me to go and train and I was feeling alright? It was a bad idea. I'm sick as a dog. But regardless of that, we'll do a voiceover for this workout. As somebody commented that they wanted voiceovers rather than music or anything else. So we are here. We're going to have to get a little bit comfortable because there's quite a few things to do a voiceover for, because we've got two workouts. So here was my push workout. The first exercise was chest press, flat chest press. It was a warm-up set, and then I went into my top weight. I actually find on this machine, as you can see I'm putting down that mat, that my body moves around quite a lot unless I'm wearing a vest, and it's too cold to wear a vest at the moment. It's like 5 degrees in this gym, if that, and yeah, I'm not wearing a vest. I'll get more ill. But I do like this machine. It's a good angle, and I certainly feel the benefits of doing flat and incline dumbbell press and getting my strength up on that, which kind of crosses over to this movement, obviously a pressing movement, but the angle of press also comes further in, so that's very good for your pecs, as our pecs primary source is to bring our elbows closer together. So I'm taking full advantage of that with this exercise, doing a cuffed cable fly, where I'm really focusing on squeezing my elbows towards each other. That's what's going to get your chest fibers really working. So great exercise. I love doing cuffs. There's a lot of exercises you can do with cuffed exercises, and there's two of my favorites in this workout, so it's good to get a little bit of fun with them. I did this exercise with Jack Kingsley Claw as well. He very much enjoyed it. Josh is not so much of a fan, and that just goes to show, you know, everybody's individual, everybody's got individual muscle fibers. It is quite difficult to get out of this, as you can see. It's not the easiest thing, but everybody's got individual muscle fibers, joints, flexibility. You know, there's a lot that goes into it, and just because a movement feels good for you doesn't mean it's going to feel good for other people. And that's certainly a lesson which I've learned through my years of online coaching. Not every exercise fits every person. For example, taking myself for example again, barbell squats, and there's a couple of my clients that also struggle with barbell squats, not because of the leg development or strength, but just because of the movement pattern, either with tight Achilles, tight calves, because of previous injuries, not for myself but one of my clients. Also just flexibility through the ankle joint. For myself, it's my knees. I've got a female client who it's her hips. So there's so many different variables that go into exercise selection, and it is really trial and error. You really just got to find what you connect well with. That's a lateral raise movement, which burns like hell. And yes, I was ill for 2 days, so we didn't train, and then we went in for pull. So this was actually today's workout. A couple of different variations which you may or may have not have come across. This is my favourite kind of horizontal pull at the moment, which is a single arm cable row. Because it's single arm, you can really over exaggerate the movement. Obviously we're still focusing on dragging our elbow towards your hip, but when you open up and you really stretch your lat, it's a very, very good feeling. But what I would suggest is making sure that you've got a little pad on your crotch, because it can get a little bit uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. Next is lat pull downs. Again, one of my favourite staple back exercises. A lot of people do this with like a ridiculously wide hand position. As you can see, I'm kind of like shoulder width and a half with my palms, and that's what works well for me. Again, it's very individual, but if you're going really, really wide, your range of movement is going to be lessened, and your muscle activation is going to also be lessened as well. So you're actually better off being like shoulder width or just outside shoulder width for like a proper lat pull down. Again, it's an exercise which a lot of people do wrong, so give it a try. I would recommend using Bear Grips for any pull exercise, not because I'm sponsored by them, but because I love them. I've been using them for like 5 years now. It's a little shameless plug. I'm not even like ashamed to plug that one, because it's actually brilliant products. Anyway, this is the hammer strength row. It's actually quite a difficult exercise to get past that little sticking point at the end, and certainly on the last few reps you can see I'm kind of struggling to get my elbows back far enough, which again, like, there's lots of variations you can do of this movement. If you are struggling with the final position of the I kind of reset myself here. If you're struggling with the final position of the row movement, try some different variations, and you'll find that actually contracts your lats a lot better. Hello YouTube, hope you're doing well. It's been a weird couple of days. It's currently Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday I had off training because I was just beaten
to the ground with this cold, flu, cough type thing. Not a very fun time, but Monday was a complete write-off. Tuesday, I had one-to-one clients again. Obviously, the advantage of being an online coach is I can still do my job whilst I'm ill, which is obviously a blessing. So I appreciate what I have and the job that I have. It allows me to be at home even if I am ill and still do my job, still make a living, so that's always handy. I came in today, did pull, and I'm probably going to do push tomorrow, although I did push on Sunday, just because if I do legs, I know I'm just going to put myself back to the beginning of this flu type virus thing. So if you are feeling ill and you go back into the gym, I would make sure you kind of do a smaller workouts first and then work your way up until you're fully better, then do legs, for example. Because when you're doing a big muscle group like that, I mean, back is still pretty big, like it's a pull workout is still fairly tough, but yeah, you'll certainly find that if you're doing like a lot of exercises with legs and a lot of sort of compound movements, you're gonna beat yourself up a little bit further. So push tomorrow.
Whilst I was picking up this parcel, I thought it might be a good idea to make this into a video, so might possibly happen. In this parcel was some deliveries from a protein company. I won't say their name, not Food Farm, it was pretty obvious which one it is, but we bought a few flavours, and I thought it might be a good idea to do like a flavour test with me and my girlfriend. If it's just me, it's a bit boring, so I'll do a flavour test kind of protein review of a couple of flavours from, we'll call them Your Protein.